welcome back to Elysian the Great. So how are you? Hope you're safe, hope you're good, and happy new month. So what are we talking about today? Today we are talking about stereotypes, and we're mainly focusing on a statement that was once said by one of the wealthiest men in the world. He's called Robert Kiyosaki. In an interview, he said this one statement: keep them poor. So when we think of the stereotype, we're talking about Africa. With the COVID-19, the whole world is concerned for Africa, saying that Africa cannot handle COVID-19. And Melinda Gates went as far as saying that she can kind of prophesy seeing dead bodies on the streets of Africa, because if the greater continents cannot seem to handle COVID-19, how can Africa, with its worst everything, because they consider us the most poor people in the world, how can we handle COVID-19? So, next question. Do you know how long it takes to mint money and how do you know how long it takes to mint money and how fast it takes to spend money? So, if you want money, if money is to be made in the mint, as in if money is to be printed out, not minted, I think we don't use coins much, so it's printed out. If you want to print $1 million, it will even take you less than 5 minutes to have $1 million. But if you want to earn $1 million, it might actually take you a lifetime. Think about it. So what are we saying? Definition of wealth. That's what we're talking about, because we're in the billionaires club. Wealth starts from up here, and that is the saddest part, because the poor will always be poor unless they decide otherwise here, and the rich will remain to be rich. They have decided and they have chosen that. So did you know that the biggest difference between a statement and a question in the mind is that a statement closes the mind? When you say I cannot be rich, you've closed your mind. And a question opens the mind. When you say, how can I be rich? You start thinking of ways that can actually enhance and open doors for you to be rich. Back to Africa. Africa, we are considered poor because of infrastructure and because of technology, and because anyway, in the world we live in, we are said to have evil eyes, our coarse hair is an issue, our dark skin is an issue. And let me just ask one question. Who made those people who were so racist, those people who hate and dread Africa, who see us as mediocre, who see us as the worst? Who made them the gods of us? Who made them the judges of character? Who made them the judges of all this? Yes, we might not have the best infrastructure, we might not have the best technology, but funny how we have the best immunity, funny how we have the strongest people, like strength-wise, actual physical strength, character. We are warriors. We are all born fighting, and we somehow, I don't know, being born in this what they call a jungle has always made us a bit stronger than they are, which I'm not actually even fighting to argue like who's strong and who's weaker. But the question is, you will die before you can completely understand yourself. Your whole life, this is the truth, your whole life will be a journey, is a journey of trying to understand who you are. But the thing is, you come from a source which you do not know. This is us being spiritual. When you're spiritual is when you think of the good, the bad, the evil, the holy, and all that. But there's something that is beyond the average. It's beyond what you see on a normal day, and that is what makes us us. You are on a life, you're on a path where you're trying to find out what is this path leading to. And by the time you die, truth be said, you will have unlocked several doors in your life, and some will still be closed. With the COVID-19, today you touch something, you have some shortness of breath, some fever, pneumonia, you're gone. Clearly, you could not have predetermined this. You could not have imagined this. You were just 20 or 30 or 40 or 50. Life was beginning. You are at the prime of your life, 40, 50. You're actually getting things done, and you're dead. That's the sad truth. So what am I saying? I'm saying this. Africa might not have technology, might not have infrastructure, might not have top-notch medical systems, but the source, Mother Nature, God, knows that we do not have these things. And because we do not have these things, we depend on Him. One of the things that is very bad about media, and the thing is, the elite, the 1% of the society, the super rich, those who sit on the top of the pyramid of the hierarchy of everything, They are 1%, and this 1%, they know one thing that we seemingly, they think they know everything, and they think they can control everything. That is why now people are getting banned. Like there was a stream last week where people were asking questions, they were discussing, they were having a conversation about 5G, they were talking about COVID-19 and how you go and you get tested and you're positive for COVID-19, but a different disease kills you. So like, what is going on? And the video was banned, and it's become a whole issue. Like, why did they ban the video from YouTube, and why are they not giving people the freedom of speech? Whatever someone has to say might not always be the right thing, but it is something that someone has to say. So the truth is, someone should be given the opportunity to speak their mind regardless of whatever it is they're saying, and then the people who are receiving the information should be the judges of whatever you're saying. Back to Africa. So Mother Nature and God knows that Africa, we do not have anything. We are saying we have nothing. We are the poorest. We have, I don't know. When people think of Africa, do they think of rocks and trees? Where do people actually live in Africa? In a jungle, yeah? We have lunch with lions, and we sleep with giraffes. That's the perception, and you cannot quite blame them. When the Chinese, there was a time there were Africans who were being chased from China, being said that the ones who brought COVID-19 to China, and these people were actually on their social media, they were saying, oh, they deserve to sleep. They were being taken from their houses and forced to sleep in the streets. Their passports were actually taken from them, so they can't even go back home. And the Chinese were on some social platform just being racist and saying, oh, those Africans, they should actually just sleep on the street. They're lazy, they have evil eyes, they're bad people, they look ugly. I have never understood how black is ugly. Okay, maybe it is, but you find that even these rich people love wearing black. You want to wear black, but you do not want to be associated with black. I'm not even black, I'm caramel. Like, this is not even black, this is chocolate. It's not usually black like gold. And even the Sudanese who are dark in complexion, that's still dark chocolate, they're very beautiful. We have these very beautiful models and all. But what I'm saying is stereotypes. Stereotypes. Do you ever ask yourself why money is never taught in school? Money is never taught in school because if money was taught in school, then there would be no people working for the government, there would be no taxes, and there would be actually no governments. The time of COVID-19, people are asking very integral questions, they're asking very important questions, and everybody's like, oh, what's going on? And the media, unfortunately, has to give information based on what the government agrees should be given to the people. But for the longest time, since time immemorial, okay, when I was in school, I was told that I studied media. I was told that media reflects the needs of the society. But at the same time, truth be said about media instills fear to the people. No time you will hear people have died of COVID-19, but you will hardly hear of what could be the possible solutions in regards to the COVID-19. Everybody is talking about vaccines, and we all know scientifically a vaccine cannot be made in months. It takes years, like 10 to 15 years to make an appropriate vaccine. So people are indoors and life is becoming slow. People are lacking money, people are even lacking food, and it gets to a point where we have to go back to the point of keep them poor. How do you keep people poor? You know that the poor will teach their children poverty, the middle class will teach their children middle classness, and the rich will teach the rich wealth. They'll teach them how to be rich. So, what do I mean? You need to know that whatever you tell yourself, let it most of the time be a question. If you don't have money, don't say, I want a Lambo, I cannot afford it. I want a Lamborghini, I cannot afford it. Say, I want a Lamborghini, it looks nice, I think I deserve a Lamborghini, so how can I afford it? Don't use statements. There's something my sister, I don't know, I think my sister is one of the wisest people. When I was small, I was in class 5, I think she was in class 8. And then we were having this competitive nature where we just want to be top of our classes, and my dad used to be very proud. But then I used to be very comfortable being number 2, 3, but I told her one statement, I cannot be number 1. And she told me, the moment you use the word cannot, clearly. You have already closed your mind to the possibility, even though there was a possibility, if there was a chance, if someone, the number one is actually to just drop off school and you, number two, are going to just become number one, that possibility is completely closed. You claim things that you want into your life, and those things become part of your life. At the same time, I want to say, like, congratulations, governments, congratulations elites, for putting us back into our houses and trying to show us that we cannot survive this. We are doomed because we're in the house, so we have to, whatever the outcome of the COVID, because it seems like it's some form of conspiracy, truth be said. Whatever the outcome that you decide, you are the ones to determine our lives. So, as an employee, you never really have to worry about money, because you know the government at the end of the month will sort you out. But as an entrepreneur, you always have to know how to fend for yourself. When you're self-employed, you're the one who has to knock on doors, find ways, open gates and all this, and make ways where there seem to be no ways. That's the way of the entrepreneur. That's the way of the self-employed. As an employee, now when you're at home, you're in quarantine, you're not working, you're not earning, then your creative mind will make you self-employed, because you have to start thinking of, like, what can I do? Those who are up country are thinking, can I actually go and plant some tomatoes, some sukuma wiki? Those who are actually in town are thinking, can we make some masks? Can we make some sanitizers? The creative mind is actually being unlocked by this situation, and that is a very good thing. Okay, this is the thing, is this the miscalculated point of the COVID-19? If it's actually a conspiracy, if it's not just a bad virus that is passing through and it's going to go away, if it's a conspiracy where someone actually made it in the lab and had this system that would just want to show that we are powerful, we get to run the world and you get to follow because it's mob psychology and we the elites have the final say, the staying at home is actually waking people up. It is waking you up to the point that, okay, I have this talent, I've been sitting on it. I have no money and I don't know when I'm going to be out of this situation. It's not good, and I have a family, I have to fend for my family. What can I do as an individual to try and put food on the table? It's awaking the entrepreneur, it's waking the the self-employment in people. It's bringing out the creativity, it's bringing out actually the best in each and every person who's actually at home. So that's the loophole. That is the major loophole. So when they say Africa, we will all die from COVID-19, we have strong characters. We as Africans do not believe that a virus can kill us. And that is the first part, that, your belief system has a very, your thoughts and your body work together. So you believe that as an African, these coronaviruses are going to kill me. So your immune system will actually be boosted because there is no fear in you. You're confident and you have all these positive thoughts saying it is not going to kill you. Interestingly enough, people are catching COVID-19 in Africa, but at the same time, very many people are also getting cured from the virus, which is very good. Statistics in Kenya, statistics in Nigeria, statistics in South Africa, we are getting cured of this COVID-19, showing that clearly we are strong. And it's all about the mind. People are going up and about with the issue, their life, and they're just like, me, this thing, it's a disease of the white, it can't catch me. Whatever the thought. The thing is, it's a positive thought, and it's a thought that's feeding the body into boosting its immune system. Because if you cave yourself into a situation where, oh my God, it's going to kill me, I'm going to die, your immune system will actually be diminished by your thoughts. So, is Africa truly poor? You tell me. And they say, keep them poor. Are they sure by keeping us indoors during this season of COVID-19, they are keeping us poor, or they are making the rich, the billionaires, the brilliant minds among us? It's a question for them to tell us, and for us to show them. And that's Elysian the Great. Begin your month by knowing that you're not poor, you're not weak, you're not ugly, you can be anything you want to be. You start from your mind. Whatever you want, decide it in your mind, then feed and work towards it. And interestingly enough, it will be actualized to be part of your life, and that's all you need. So this is Elysian the Great. You are beautiful within and without. You are a mirror. Your thoughts are a mirror. Your thoughts is the manufacturer. Your heart is a mirror of whatever it is that you keep seeing in your day-to-day life. Till next time, adios amigo. Bye-bye. Oh, comment, like, subscribe, and share. Bye-bye.